Get it going. Hello. Hello. Hello, people. All right. Get this part going. I thought you meant this segment. You're like, come on, man. We're just looking at your like username. It's not even that cool. What are you doing? I just got the coffee. How are you guys? So good. Statue time? Soon. We're gonna look at some stuff. So, some things I bought recently. They're not like expensive or anything, but I thought they were cool. So, I got Bling, which is like a material thing for Modo. I bought Hatchet tools from the Pixel Fondue peoples. And man, there's some cool stuff in there. Let's see if I can even simulate it. I'm not even like in the mindset. Is it? No, what is this? What am I doing? Is it Alt K? You must have one curve selected to run this script. You mother fucker. That's yes. Whoa, what's happening? So this script like grabs whatever curve you've made and turns it into a spline. It is 4K? Everything is tiny. What do you... No? What? No? I don't think so. I have a Witchcraft. Whackity whack. I have a 1440p screen. Yeah, it's a Vaughn script. Hey Dream, how you doing? Welcome everyone. It seems like there's a lot more people here than normal. What is good? What is some other cool stuff? So let's make a cube. I'll grab this guy too and move him up here. So right now we're just kind of looking at some Modo script stuff that I got a hold of. So like was it Shift E? Yeah, dude, look at that. So Shift E will so these are both in the same mesh container, and you just select in poly mode, you select the shape, and you select the face that you want to do it to as well. And then Shift E, you can extrude up the... Dude, it's so weird at first because you have to get used to like what that even means. Yeah, it's super. That's like really handy. And then some of the other stuff I got. Let's see if I can... So if I just click this cube a couple times... Let's move some stuff. Is this... Hang on here. So if you're moving things around in like element mode, or in... I think it's the container. So you're not mesh, but the actual like... you can do this. This is how they kind of show the example of it. This is called solo. So if I click one of these guys and then click this button, it moves it to origin and zeroes it back out. So it like removes all of your... Yeah, these are all paid plugins. So it removes all your transforms and stuff, right? So then you can just like click it again and it'll go back. I wonder what this will do. Yeah, so these ones don't move mainly because the origin of the container is still here. But it's really, really handy. So if I click this guy and then solo, and you can hotkey that as well. Yeah, it's based on local access. Hey, what's up, Justin? I will link all these. They're called Solo, Bling. I haven't showed you Bling yet, and then the other one is the Hatchet tools. There's some good stuff in here. Converting curves into anything, profile bevel. There's some really good stuff in here. And then Bling is pretty cool because it just like it's matte caps for your materials. So if I smooth this out, so then we'll just click on. Let's do the warm cool blast 02. It's really nice, like material representations. So you can get a easier view on stuff, material-wise. Of course, it always looks better with a sphere. Oops, don't want to locate it. Yeah, so you can see like, oh man, it's sexy. But there's all types of like oh, these materials are just so pretty. But yeah, so those are some of the plugins I've got going on now. Like they're helping me a lot at work and stuff, so. What are we doing here? There we go. Any cool procedural plugins yet? There are not yet, but I mean, I assume people are waiting until there's some stuff that comes about. Like I know that there's like I showed on the last stream, but now there's a better curve thing I didn't know about before. You have to use curves to utilize it. But so like if you drag your curve out, right? So this is the curve. And you can still edit it later, right? You can just, if you're in polygon mode. Yeah, it's definitely like I'm using it in the beta build, and it's way better in beta. And it's only gonna get better. But so if you, let's just call this curve, and then we'll make another mesh, and we'll add an operator that called lace geometry, and then you just shift click this arrow to open up all these. If you don't shift click, it's like all these are collapsed still. So if you do that, so if you hit shift, it's all opens up here. So then you add guide curve, and then you just go to these are existing mesh containers, and remember we named that one curve, so then you can add that. And then if you go to the actual lace geometry, and you have your item properties, which are normally over here with the current UI, with the default UI. You can, where are we at here? You can just scale this up. So now we can actually have our tubes. And then you can go to your curve and then grab that and move that around. And if you switch it to, is it K? Yeah, K. Everything's different with custom UI stuff, so you can set it to add, and then you can just, and it just goes in order. And then if you duplicate the curve and move it up here, for example, you can like, you can duplicate, let's see here, I forget the hotkey for it, but duplicate the lace geometry, and then when you're on this lace geometry, you just go into this one and you tell it to look at the next curve. And so these can actually be in the same container if you want, or the curves are in the same container, as you see. Do this song though, just grab all these and then I wonder what it looks like with this stuff. Oh, sick. Dude, next gen. Anywho. Why isn't there just a checkbox like in Max? Because Max is, the way Max is doing it is through stacks. So, as far as I know, it's just the way that they have built Modo. Modo's mesh-wise is different. Adaptive subdivision? Let me look. So let's delete this one, and I'll go in and delete this. Oops. Oh yeah, so this one now actually needs to be where are we at here? Needs to be looking at the other ID. So that's a little finicky. But let's see what controls you have in here. So there's, oh yeah, this is good to know. It unwraps it for you, which is cool. You can see. So that's nice. No, it doesn't look like, I mean, you can change the shapes as well. If you do custom profile, whatever you've input into here. Like if I can't add a, no, I can't do it that way. But you can add custom shapes in there. Yeah, it does look like it's doing it by default. Like it's definitely denser here. That's a good point. Like if I move this around, yeah, it's doing it. It's doing it default. That's interesting. See, the reason this exists is for people making shoelaces. That's why it's called lace geometry. And why you wouldn't ever find it unless someone in a forum told you. But yeah, it's cool. I think this will work for me until we can get another option that's faster. Anywho, all right. So that's kind of the best modeling, shoelace modeling. Dude, I'm a shoelace modeling pro. What's up, Tobias? What's going on, man? Okay, so let's get out of this guy and we'll start looking at Zbrush, and then we'll go into like, I'm going to attempt to make I haven't tried it yet, a vector displacement brush. All right, so I'll just move this out of the way for now. Bozer, thanks for the follow, man. Oh, look at that. So good. That's screen space. Hey, you be quiet. Oh, killed it. Not the most stable thing in the world. The new UI is so much easier to read, man. So much easier to read. It's so bright. Oh, man, stream's a bit delayed, isn't it? Zbrush, deaded. Nice. Like, I've been working on the guy in here, so we'll look at that in a little bit. So let's do this. So I think we need to make this polymesh 3D. Ho ho. So if I do a move, there it is. Okay. So you know how you can control and then move and it'll duplicate the mesh. I need to hotkey this, but I need to hotkey it so it splits masked points. So that way you can, now these are in two different subgroups or subtools, right? So I can switch between the two, and then make that the start, and then let's do a subtract, and then we'll do a live boolean. If you turn on your what's the hotkey for that? I always forget. Shift F. Turn your wireframe. You can see like the ghost. So there we go. So you can see the ghost of the cutter. We'll just. Dude, it's... Wait, what's happening? I'm like, why? Oh, it's way down there. Oh, that's why. If you hold Alt, you can move the gizmo around. So if we do that, I'll turn that off. Oh my god. I mean, look how... it's just easy. Been busy. What you making, Dan? Well, right now we're just looking at ZBrush stuff. We were just looking at some of the plugin stuff that I bought for Modo, and then I was looking at the ZBrush tools. Dude, it's super fast. It's kind of stupid. Let's go back here, and we'll go. There's some other tools in here, like there's a boolean. So you get this tray up here. So you can drag pieces out. Let me do a new. Oh, this is wrong. This is all wrong. Yeah, so if I go Control F, and you can see me dragging pieces out. Like this guy. Let's do that. Dude, it's stupid, man. This is like makes you sad I'm using a mouse. Oh, be quiet. Be quiet, Kyle. You're supposed to be like, it makes me sad that you're not in Substance Designer. Let's see here. So let's subdivide the sphere some. Dude, it's... Oh, whoops. So it's crazy because you can still sculpt on this stuff. Let's see here. So if I want, I can like, oh, that's not a good brush for that, clay. Or I can go to like the other subtool and sculpt on the, so you can smooth that out a little bit. Anywho, when you're like, all right, this is cool, you can just go up to geometry. Like, oh, where is it? Is it subtool? No. Yeah, subtool. Okay, down here, boolean. Make boolean mesh. I'm sorry, dude. Everything on your screen looks like stupid big. So this is the mesh it created. You can see does a pretty good job, like cutting it up and stuff. But yeah, we just I haven't installed all of my plugins again. We'll just Dynamesh this, and then we can run a polish on it. My brain. There you go. Cool. It's like hella clicky. Oh yeah, dude, totally. 3ds Max is totally fine. There's people that have been pros for a while that are using that. There's a lot of people at my work right now that use 3ds Max. So there's all types of stuff you can do with this. It's really cool. Let's see here. Oh, I don't even have my brush in here. Oh man, now it's like hard to read. Trim, and then trim smooth border. So this is how I make my brush for anyone who's curious. I do a trim smooth border, and then I do a square alpha, and I lower the intensity to somewhere in the 50 to 60 range. Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't think I have a command for the scrap box in here, but Reddington, if you could link that, that would be awesome. It's in the Discord, but if you're not in Discord right now, then maybe someone can help you. Anyways, this stuff is like, this stuff is the bee's knees. And if you need the other gizmo, you just tap this guy, and you can go back to like what you're comfortable in, right? But this is where I'm at. This feels good. Yeah, it's really satisfying. It's a shame because you don't do that too much in the... Oh, thanks, Curious. I started adding stuff that you guys were posting, but it's going to take time. Anywho, let's get on to the other stuff. I've got 30 minutes before we start critiquing your guys' stuff. 30, 40 minutes. Whoa, what is that? Oh man, there's so many cool things in here. I haven't even played with the primitive stuff yet. Like when you go here, you can just turn this into a primitive. And it's got all these controls. I mean, how fucking cool is that? You're like, nice. Nice, it's all over the place. Let's we'll do this. So if I go to the gizmo, click the gear. Oh, right. Does this one work? No, I need a... There we go. Maybe I don't need that many of these guys. Do that. And then you just go up here, you go back to this guy, and then if you hold down control, you can just dupe it to the side. And maybe we want to turn this guy into a cube. Go back to this. We'll go in here. Deformers. I haven't even... Oh, man. I haven't played with this stuff, but... I'm like, how do you... how do you select... Because I can do it in reverse, which is kind of weird. But like, look at that. Ah. How nice. Like, then we'll do that. Split mask points. And then move this one up. FFD and ZBrush. My God. How fucking cool, man. How fucking cool. Anywho. Yes, I could go on and on about this. I need to look into how the FFD stuff works. Because, like, you just... When you're in this tool, you just, like... Oh, there's twisting, too. Bend and arc. Oh my God. It's so good. Dude, look at that. That's fucking, that's a trip. And I just love how, like, you can just save your files like this. What's up, Reeds? You can just save your files with all these pieces stacked, and then you can just export out, like, the mesh when you need to. Smexy. Smexy. Portfolio piece ready. Post post on Artstation while it's hot. Oh man, so true. so hot. So hot right now. Anyways, I'm gonna make that its own segment. Give me a second, guys.